My name is Jen Crook, and I am a candidate for the Master of Educational Technology program here at Boise State University, and this is my final ePortfolio reflection. I've spent the better part of my adult life at home raising our 4 children. When my youngest daughter started kindergarten, I knew that it was time for me to move into the professional world and start work on my graduate studies. That year, I also became employed part-time at our elementary school as a small group reading instruction specialist. I became very passionate about reading instruction and comprehension, as it is the foundation of all learning. In 2012, I began my journey towards a graduate degree. I lived in Utah at the time and had chosen a Master of Education program at Weber State University. After completing a semester of teaching 6th grade and with only 2 final classes remaining in the master's program, our family made a very difficult and drastic decision to move to Meridian, Idaho in an effort to help our struggling teenager. This move is what prompted my decision to essentially start over in a new graduate program. I started the MET program here in August of 2014, and yes, that's right, that was just 4 short semesters ago. When I found the BSU EdTech program, I was giddy with excitement because our family loves Boise State football, and I love technology. Win-win. Despite only living 15 miles from the BSU campus, our school district is dismal at best when it comes to technology. In our current elementary school, each classroom has a total of 3 computers, and students go to the computer lab for a grand total of 30 minutes a week. There is 1 classroom set of iPads to be shared with the entire school, so each class might get the iPads 1 day a month, if they're lucky. Due to poor bandwidth, only 15 students can be working simultaneously online without being disconnected. While these are discouraging circumstances, technology is truly in its infancy in this area, and the timing couldn't be more perfect as I head into the professional realm with my newly acquired skills. I feel that I will have something to offer that this district has never been able to experience before, and I'm excited for what the future holds, although I'm still not sure what that looks like yet. My coursework through the MET program, although intense and very fast-paced, has been a gratifying experience. I have taken classes that enrich my life personally, and I know will enrich it professionally when that time comes. In EdTech 501, I received a second dose of Introduction to Graduate Studies. I am forever grateful for the similar class I took at Weber State that focused heavily on APA. This previous knowledge truly set me up for a successful writing experience in this program. In EdTech 503, this was an introduction to instructional design. This is a great class for me to kind of step back as a teacher and take a look at education through the design process. I had honestly never considered all that went into creating instruction, and my hat goes off to those that find that they love it. And while it was a great glimpse into possibilities, I don't know that that profession is something that interests me. EdTech 504 is another course I had previous knowledge from. The difference in this course was that it focused on integrating multiple technologies into learning theories. In the past, I've been drawn to Howard Gardner's MI theory, the multiple intelligence theory, and as I've spent time with a variety of students with all kinds of learning styles, it is apparent to me that differentiation best meets the needs of multiple learning styles. Additionally, I actually also really enjoy researching peer-reviewed articles, and annotated bibliographies are actually fascinating to me. It was a great opportunity for me to see what current scholars are saying about mobile and e-learning in conjunction with Gardner's MI theory. EdTech 542 is Introduction to Project-Based Learning. I had a lot of fun creating my unit for this course. This semester I am enrolled in EdTech 506, which is Graphic Design for Educators. I love this class, but it's a little too soon and I don't really have all that many artifacts at this point. I took EdTech 502 that very first semester of my time here at Boise State, and it was probably the most terrifying class when I first started. Coding a website? How daunting! In this class I learned to create a website using Dreamweaver, HTML, and CSS. I quickly came to realize that I was able to use some of my prior graphic design skills and creativity, which actually turned out to be a lot of fun. My favorite artifact was creating the virtual field trip, our nation's capital. I created this virtual field trip for 8th grade students as per Common Core standards. This virtual field trip visits multiple famous landmarks around the Washington, D.C. area, including the Capitol Building, famous monuments, the Smithsonian Institute, and Arlington National Cemetery. Each stop along the web page was created with an identical layout design to show consistency throughout the navigation process. The home page consists of a downloadable worksheet for students to answer their questions on. Each page includes an introduction, instructions, questions to answer along with the links that will help students find those answers, extra links to explore, which would be really great for whole group or even small group discussions, an interactive map specific to the page that we're on, as well as a video and a photo slideshow. This was the most rewarding lesson and has prompted me to actually want to create more, especially during this time while I'm not necessarily working out of the home. Right now I have a desire to publish this virtual field trip and maybe create more in the future. This idea kind of gave me the idea to consider this as my project for evaluation in EdTech 505. By surveying actual students, I found that they actually really enjoyed this activity. The student survey, or the teacher survey results offered me many suggestions in ways to make it better, but also those aspects that they thought worked well. It was rewarding to hear that 100% of the teachers I surveyed felt that this was an engaging and meaningful method of delivering instruction on this topic and that they would welcome the opportunity to use it in their classroom. EdTech 541. This is the course that got me very excited about this particular program. This is one of the 2 needed courses I was required to get my Technology Integration Specialist graduate certificate. And it was a grueling course and one I actually take great pride in because I am pretty sure I spent double the weekly hours on each assignment. I took each assignment very seriously and I was really driven to create meaningful content. Further through the semester, we were to create 3 content choice activities. And as I've gone through the MET program, I've tried my hardest to actually connect my passion of reading instruction and comprehension skills. And that passion has been the basis for nearly all of my artifacts in one way or another. I chose to create multiple lessons with a central theme of life on the Oregon Trail, as per grade 4 Common Core standards. But these lessons are still very heavily focused on language arts. Each lesson includes student objectives, activity directions, along with necessary links to all the components that are needed to teach these lessons. Many teachers choose to teach this particular unit using a simulation activity and divide students into wagon families. The students are required to outfit their wagons and keep a daily diary of their activities while traveling west. It's a comprehensive unit of study and generally takes several weeks to complete. The ebook diary was a fun activity I created using Mixbook.com. Instead of simply creating a handwritten diary as many classrooms do, for this lesson, students are going to create their diary in an ebook format as displayed on the screen. These ebooks are complete with photos, sketches, and other artistic artifacts that the students will find as they research primary source documents as we move into the social studies choice activities. In this lesson, students are taught the difference between primary source and secondary source documents and where to find them. This lesson also introduced students to Google Maps, where they can compare and contrast modern-day map technology with that found from the 1800s. For content choice activity number 3, I integrated art, music, and PE into the Oregon Trail theme. I not only created a fun, interactive flyer using S'more, but also had a blast researching songs and games from the Oregon Trail time period. I have no doubt that children can learn about the past and have a great time doing it. Each of these lessons meet multiple Common Core standards as well as provides diverse methods of teaching and education as per Howard Gardner's multiple intelligence theory. Through these choice activities, it was my mission to create content for a subject that sometimes gets forgotten in the daily curriculum, and that is social studies, art, PE, and music. While there are standards to be met for each of these topics, teachers are still faced with teaching and mastering content that will be tested on at the end of the year. And the only way to truly get some of these forgotten subjects into the curriculum is through integration. Integrating art, music, and physical education took a little bit more creativity on my part, but ultimately still proved to be relatively easy to integrate into language arts. I actually had the fortunate experience to have a 4th grade daughter at the time of this class, and it was a lot of fun to be able to share these activities with her and her teacher, who will integrate them into her Oregon Trail unit this next year. Now, some people have asked what I'm going to do with all these great lessons that I've created if I'm not working in the school setting right now. The answer is simple. I just plan to share everything that I've created free of charge to my colleagues. I'm going to start with those teachers that I know personally and then allow them to share with their colleagues. Eventually, I would like to publish each lesson to Teachers Pay Teachers, free of charge as a way to share my efforts and my knowledge. If these activities and lessons never see the light of day in the classroom, then I have gone to so much work for nothing. This journey, albeit very intense and condensed, has been such a gratifying experience. While I am unsure what the future holds for my family or for my professional career, I know that I am a better person for having completed this. I know that my children can say with confidence that they have a smart mother. I was the first in my family to go to and graduate from college, and I will be the first to obtain further higher education. I feel it is my responsibility to set the standard high for the generations that will follow me. While I have been unable to have a career outside of the home for the past 20 years, I have such a passion for education, and my greatest desire is to prove to my children that we can all do hard things. Since that beginning semester in 2012, I have maintained a 4.0 grade point average, and this is proof that anyone can be successful if they want it bad enough. Even while we were dealing with some of the most difficult circumstances at home with our teenager, my education was what kept me sane. I take the EdTech mission seriously. I feel that I have become empowered to be an evolving digital citizen who can now go forward and advocate cultural understanding and global responsibility. Thank you so much for taking the time to consider me as a Master of Educational Technology candidate. It has been an honor to work with this caliber of peers and professors in such a fantastic program.